Power 10 where in just a few moments, one of these contestants, Sean Ockershausen or Emily Carter, will get a chance to play for $1,000, $10,000, $100,000, $1 million, and 10 times that amount, $10 million. That's why it's called the Power of 10. What everybody seems to love about the show is our questions. We polled thousands of people all over the country, asked them what they think about everything. To be a great contestant on this show, all you have to do is accurately predict how a national sample of Americans answered those polls.
You know, every time CBS tries to make a primetime show in the summer to counteract Big Brother, it just always ends up failing. Let's go back to 2007 once again. Now, I know what you're thinking. Does this guy have a bias towards the year 2007 or something? What's so special about it? Well, let's just say that mid-2000s game shows are often the candidate for the channel because of how downright insane they are. Besides, we got one of the most underwhelming seasons of Survivor and one of the worst Big Brother seasons in the same year, aka my birth year, 2007. Anyway, in the summer of 2007, CBS decided to try a new game show format out. One that was very new and seemed innovative, but ultimately failed because production just did not know what to do with it. I am talking about Power of 10. Now, let me just say one thing. I don't necessarily hate this show. Matter of fact, I'd say it's one of the better shows covered on the channel, especially considering we covered fucking Shafted last time. Of course, it's not perfect, and that's why it's being reviewed here, but you know, you win some and you lose some. Before the show, polling and surveys were conducted by CBS to get the public's thoughts. This isn't really anything out of the ordinary when it comes to game shows, especially considering a number of shows like Family Feud and America Says exist. But instead of surveying a certain number of people, they just interviewed a random number on the street and rolled with it. The show is hosted by Drew Carey, a frankly iconic figure in both the world of game shows and comedy. Seriously, how many people could say they've both competed in the WWE and hosted a game show? Anyway, the show boasted one of the largest prizes ever seen on a game show to that moment, with the top prize being, I hope you're seated, $10 million that was set to be paid out in an annuity. At the time, this was one of the largest game show prizes ever, with it only recently being surpassed by Deal or No Deal Island, which had a top prize fund of $13 million in the first season. The show aired from August 7th of 2007 to January 3rd of 2008. Initially, the show was slated to only air for about a month. However, in September of 2007, CBS ordered extra episodes to expand the first season's episode count to 18, with the show taking a hiatus from September 23rd of 2007 to January 2nd of 2008. However, the show would only last for a few weeks from there because it was going up against the cash cow on Fox, known as American Idol. Anyways, enough expositional lecturing. Let's get into how the show worked. The show begins with two contestants in a play-in style round, with them predicting a series of polls in a best-of-5 series elimination round, with the contestants given 10 seconds to answer a question, with the dial locking on a set percentage after that moment. The player who comes closer to the actual percentage wins a point, with the first to 3 points moving into the main game. We then get to the round where money is in play. There are 4 questions, simple enough. In the first round, worth $1,000, they have to guess within 40% of the correct range. Every round multiplies the prize by 10, so the next question is worth $10,000, then $100,000, all the way to $10 million. For the first 3 questions, the answer is revealed once the contestant locks in. For the 4th, they'll only know if it's right or it's wrong. Missing a question ends the game, with those who got the $1,000 or $10,000 question wrong walking away with nothing. After that, if a contestant misses a question, they will only walk away with 10% of their earnings. A notable thing about this game show is that the host, Drew Carey, did not know the answers until that exact moment. So the contestant could actually have a conversation with the host if they felt uneasy, which is pretty unique if you ask me. A notable moment on the show occurred when the very first contestant, Jamie Sadler, won $1 million. This was seen as an unprecedented moment, with Carey even noting that they had not prepared for said scenario and that he just planned to wing it. This moment was groundbreaking, as it marked not only the first time CBS gave away $1 million to a game show contestant outside of their main reality shows, but it also marked the youngest person to win $1 million on a game show, with Sadler being 19 at the time of the win, and it also marked the first time a contestant won $1 million in the first episode of the show, with it only occurring again 9 years later on NBC's The Wall. Sadler decided to go for the $10 million question, but didn't answer it, with someone in the audience even yelling,
Anyway, you go for it.
and I would have yelled the same. Anyway, host Drew Carey jokingly said, "This show's not going to make it past the first season after Sadler's win." And wouldn't you know it, Drew Carey would make an excellent fucking sidekick. Anyway, here's why the show failed. 1, it wasn't that popular. Compared to CBS's regular summer show, Big Brother, fun fact, they actually used an episode of Power of 10 as a reward on Big Brother 8, and American Idol, Power of 10 just felt like a non-factor. While an ambitious idea, giving contestants a massive amount of money, audience fatigue would ultimately fail the show in a competition. 3 years after it ended, GSN picked up the show in an attempt to promote a series Drew Carey was doing for GSN, but reruns would also be proven to be unsuccessful, and as a result, Power of 10 was replaced by Deal or No Deal. 2, the show really only appealed to a niche audience who found statistics amusing. While I like the show, many people could easily be bored by it. 10 years after Power of 10, True TV tried to introduce the Power of 10 concept of sliding answers through the Margin of Misery round for their show, The Misery Index. But that show ultimately fell through as well, but that's also a story for another time. Overall, Power of 10, while an ambitious show, ultimately failed because it was not that popular. At least in the United States. While it didn't make much of an impact in the United States, the Indian version of Power of 10, Dus Ka Doom, was a massive success, with it airing for over 10 years in the country from 2008 to 2018. Anyways guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I'm Duality Dustman, and I will catch you guys on the flip side.